Good morning, students. Today we are going to study history, chapter number 13, that is tribal communities during the British rule. Life of tribals. If we talk about the life of tribal children, India had diverse communities of tribal, which included Mundas, Santhals, Orons, Begas, Gonds, Khasis, Nagas, and the Konds. They lived in dense forest and had their own rituals and tradition. They did not have caste distinction and all were treated equally. The economic activities of the tribal people, how they managed themselves. So the tribals lived close to nature. They utilized forest resources for their living. Some were nomads while others led a settled life in the forest. Those who moved from one place to another in search of food, they were nomads. Hunting and gathering were the main occupation of Konds, the tribal people of Odisha. These are the tribal people of Odisha. They hunted in a group and divided the meat among themselves. Whatever they used to hunt, they divide that food among themselves. The tribals collected fruits, roots, honey and medicinal herb from the forest. Tribals obtained grains in exchange of their valuable forest produce. Some tribals even worked in farms as laborers or carried loads and engaged in construction of roads. Since they lacked the locally for daily needs, they had to depend on the traders and the money lenders. They borrowed money from them and returned it with the cash produced. Zoom cultivation. The tribals followed shifting cultivation or zoom cultivation. They had different names. It was also known as slash or burn cultivation. Slash or and burn is a form of shifting agriculture primarily used by tribal communities. In this, basically, the cultivators cut the tree tops because they think that sunlight is not able to reach the ground level, and after cutting they burn the vegetation, means the ground they make it empty, and that ash which comes out after burning, they spread the ash, and after spreading the ash they prepare soil. Then when the rain comes, they again sow the seeds and broadcasting or scattering is done. It provides nutrient to the soil. That ash gives nutrient to the soil. The seeds are sown on the land and the crop is allowed to grow. This method of sowing seeds in zoom cultivation is known as broadcasting or scattering. Then again the crops are harvested, and later when the land becomes infertile, after 4-5 years of cultivation, the farm is left fallow. Fallow means here empty for several years. The tribals then move to a near fresh plot and repeat the same procedure. This kind of cultivation was prominent in forested and hilly regions of northeast and central India. Herding and rearing. What this word generally herding means? Herding means that animal bringing together in a group, means a group of animals, and when they rear it for their livelihood. So this is called herding and rearing. So if we talk about herding and rearing, we have one Gujars of Shivaliks and Terai region in the north, and we have the community of Labadis of Andhra Pradesh, and they rear cattle. They were cattle herders. They looked after the cattle and moved in search of green pastures for their cattle. If in one region the green pastures is over, they move to another. Some other tribals like Gadis of Kulu, who were generally shepherds, and the Bakrawals of Kashmir, who reared goats. They rear goat and they gain wool from them. Changes in the tribal community. See children, the life of the tribal completely changed when the British invaded their territories. In their forests, in their farms, their life was entirely changed. Before the British invaded or entered in their lives, in their farms, in their forest, the tribal chief enjoyed a privileged position and had authoritative powers, such as they have their own police, laws, forest powers, and the judiciary system. The onset of the British rule changed the whole system of the tribals, as the powers were taken away from the hands of the tribal chief. In fact, they even had to pay a tribute to the British and control tribal groups for the British. The vassals means a servant, a dependent, or a slave. So, Britishers treated the tribal as their vassals. The agricultural system, when the Britishers entered in the lives of the tribal, now the Britishers wanted the tribals that they should settle at one place and practice the agriculture, because it was difficult for them to control them and to collect the revenue, because they started collecting revenue from the tribals. So it was very difficult for the Britishers to collect the revenue. So they told them to settle at one place and do the farm activity. So it was difficult for them to track and control the nomadic clans, and therefore aimed to make them work as peasants and laborers in farms. They defined their rights, measured the land, and fixed the revenue for the tribals so that they might remain at one place. The British aspiration came to a standstill when the Zoom cultivators did not reap the expected yield from settled farming. Due to suppression of the British, they settled at one place because Britishers want revenue from them. So the cultivation was not up to the level which the Britishers expected from them. The water was less and soil was dry. The produce was not good enough, and the tribals suffered losses. They started protesting against the British that they should be allowed to do the shifting cultivation. Due to this, changes in the forest laws were also there. Now what the British did, the Britishers enforced the forest laws and declared the forest as state property. They enforced a new law on the tribals. There were several restrictions imposed on tribals, such as no right to the forest produce, restriction on cutting trees, performing Zoom cultivation and hunting. They can't do all these things. Some were not even allowed to live in forest. All this caused a turmoil and instability in tribal communities. Many tribal groups rebelled against the colonial forest laws. They disobeyed the new rules. Now, whatever new rules were imposed on them, they disobeyed. They continued with the practice which were declared as illegal, and they used to do all the illegal work. Because of the forest law of the British, now traders and moneylenders came into power. The intrusion of moneylenders, the intentions of the moneylenders and the traders created problems for the tribals. They wanted forest produce, granted loans, and aimed to make tribals work as laborers in their farm. They offered high interest loans to the uneducated tribals and charged very high prices of the goods in exchange of the forest produce. Trade of the tribes. The Santals were a tribe of present-day Jharkhand. Santals is a name of a tribal community, those who lived in Jharkhand. They reared cocoons for their livelihood. It's a silkworm from which we get silk. The traders used to send their agents to the tribals to buy silk. These agents, or the so-called middlemen, derived huge benefits from this trade, as they gave very little amount to the growers for their product and sold them at a comparatively high price to the exporters. They used to take the cocoons from the tribal people of Santals, and the middlemen, they take high benefits from it, the cocoons, to which they send to the exporters. So the conditions of the tribal worsened in the 19th century when they were forced to work in the coal mines of Bihar. They were made to work for a long hours on a very low wages and also not allowed to return to their homes. The tribal revolts. See children, different communities of tribals used to live in different states. As such, Santals were there in Bengal and Bihar, the Bhils in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. The Munda communities used to live in Bihar. The Gonds and the Kons were there, which used to live in Orissa. The exploitation and the miserable life under the British evoked them to revolt against the Britishers. Major reasons for the revolt. The British exploited the forest resources, tribal lands, and the tribals have to pay heavy taxes for that. Then the British forcefully told them to plant cash crop. This exhausted the soil fertility. The landless tribals were compelled to work in the fields. Then the Britishers interfered with the tribal culture and their ritual life, and their isolated life no longer existed. Then some of the Christian missionaries converted tribals to Christianity and assured monetary gains which greatly influenced them. They were told to forsake their gods and follow Christianity. All these factors contributed to the revolt in various tribal communities. Then came the Munda rebellion that was led by Birsa Munda. The rebellion of 1855 to 1857 was a great event in history of the Santals. The Munda rebellion belonged to Santals. On 30th June 1855, a massive rally of Santals, over 10,000 people, protested against their exploitation and oppressions. Then the rally took an oath to end the oppressive rule of the British, then the zamindars and the moneylenders, and it decided to set up an independent Santali Raj. Birsa Munda. He was a visionary. He was called the god of the tribals at that time. He realized that the British had invaded India to torture the people and carry the richness abroad. Means all the good things from our country is going to be taken abroad. He is reckoned as a freedom fighter who led the tribals to prevent land grabbing by the non-tribals, which made the tribals to end up as bounded laborers in their own land. He organized his first revolt against the British for remission of the forest dues. All the forest dues, the taxes which were levied by the Britishers on them, he raised the voice for that. During his period, the Great Famine of 1895 broke out. The famine came and it was the worst one in our country. Birsa spearheaded the tribal movement in the region of Chota Nagpur and initiated the revolt which was known as Great Tumult. His main objective was to wipe off the British and their agents and establish Munda Raj. He wanted to free the tribals from the hands of the Britishers, the zamindars and the traders. And for all this, the British arrested Birsa Munda in 1895, imprisoned him for 2 years on the charges of rioting. He was released in 1897 and with that he began traveling to the villagers to gather support. Now he asked the tribals to take back their land forcefully from the Britishers. For this, Birsa was arrested again by the Britishers and imprisoned him. He died in jail in 1900 at the budding age of 25 only. He aimed not only to abolish British rule but also to transfer tribal communities. Birsa wanted his people to lead an honest life, give up evil practices, discontinue drinking and offering animal sacrifices. Children, now start preparing for your half yearly exam.